and a very good morning to all. I have already uploaded my lectures on power system analysis in this very channel, MSD online classes, and I hope you are liking those videos as well. साथ ही में मैं नेटवर्क एनालिसिस भी इसी चैनल में MSD ऑनलाइन में आपके लिए लेकर के आया हूं, जिसमें अगेन पूरा सेम रहेगा। सबसे पहले हम जिस भी टॉपिक को पढ़ेंगे उसको इंट्रोड्यूस करने के बाद पूरा डिटेल स्टडी करेंगे। देन वी विल बी गोइंग फॉर प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम वेरियस यूनिवर्सिटीज लाइक UTU एंड UPTU। ठीक है। अदर देन दैट विल बी कवरिंग objective MCQs from SSC, GATE, EAC and other competitive exams. I'll be covering every part of your network analysis and I hope जैसे आप लोगों को पावर सिस्टम एनालिसिस अच्छा लग रहा है, इसी तरीके से you will be benefited with these sessions of network analysis. Let me first tell you what all are there in the university syllabus and in EAC and GATE syllabus. Okay. Here, this is the syllabus of scheme of Uttarakhand Technical University, and the subject is network analysis and synthesis, which accounts for 100 marks. It includes graph theory as the first unit. In the second unit, we'll be covering, in the second part of our session, we'll be covering AC network theorems. In the third, we'll be covering Laplace transform and their properties and its application in electrical system. In the fourth part of our session, in the fourth unit of the university syllabus, we have two-port network, and this is the part of network analysis and this is network synthesis. That is to realize a network. Network analysis is to determine response through or across any branch element in a graph, whereas network synthesis is realizing a network when input-output relation is given to you. That is, if a transfer function model or network function is known to you, you are supposed to realize a network out of it. Firstly, we'll be checking whether your network, your function is realizable or not, and then we'll be developing various forms to develop your network from that function. Okay, so this is the university syllabus. University says these are the course objectives, that you will be able to solve the electric circuits with graph. You will be having sufficient knowledge of active and passive circuit elements, which I will be covering in the basic portion of your network theory. You are supposed to analyze the behavior of circuit response in time and frequency domain and to understand the significance of network function. So this is all what is there in the university syllabus and what university wants you to learn from this course. In the GATE, if we see, this is the portion from the subject, this course. Network graph, KVL, KCL, mesh nodal, all these topics are covered in this course only. Network theory accounts for around, if you take the average, it accounts for 12 to around 12%. So 12% in GATE exam you will see from the subject only. As per EAC syllabus, this is the portion which we are going to cover. This is up to this point. So this is in the network analysis. Remaining portion is from EMFT, which after covering network analysis, I'll be covering EMFTA as well. ठीक है. Now from SSC JEE point of view, the weightage is 30 to 35 marks. It means it is a large portion of your SSC JEE syllabus. Around 130, 160 technical questions are there, I think, and from that 30 to 35 marks are from this syllabus only. Okay, and this magnetic circuit, these are from basic electrical. Now friends, let's start network analysis and synthesis. So firstly, first 4 units are from network analysis. So let me introduce the topic synthesis. Firstly, before starting the course, let me tell you what is a network and basically what is an electrical network. Now, electrical network is a possible interconnection of various electrical circuit elements. It means आपके कुछ circuit elements होंगे fundamental, जैसे कि अगर if you are designing a wall, the fundamental block is a brick. Aligning various bricks, you will get a wall. ठीक है. तो इसी तरीके से electric circuit element या element is fundamental block. Interconnecting various circuit elements, you will form a network. Now, if I see this interconnection of 3 resistors, I can term it as a network, because as per my definition of electrical network, it is an interconnection of various electrical circuit element. So these 3 resistors, these are electrical circuit elements, passive, these are passive circuit elements. These are interconnected at some point. So as per my definition, I can term it as a network. I hope this is clear to you. Now, circuit. What an electric circuit is. Electric circuit is an energized electrical network. Energized electrical network is termed as electric circuit. Now, if we see this network, here we are having 3 passive circuit elements. None of them are having self generating capabilities. मतलब उनके अंदर कुछ खुद की generating capabilities तो है नहीं, तो they don't have any driving force connected with them. तो कोई भी current flow नहीं करेगा इस circuit में. But if I connect a source here, now what we can see, again it is a network because it is an interconnection of various circuit elements. But now what is there? There is a current flowing in the circuit elements. Now the driving force here is these 2 sources connected in the network. Let's say this is of 10 volts and this is of 5 volts, and the remaining passive circuit elements R1, R2 and R3 are there. So because of these driving forces, these voltage sources, there is a current flowing in the circuit. Now I can term this network as a circuit. I hope circuit and network के बीच में जो एक minute सा difference है वो आपके समझ आ गया होगा. ठीक है. Now network analysis. Analysis is determining current through or voltage across any branch element in a network. This is analysis. You are supposed to determine power consumed by any element, or active or reactive power flowing. Active or reactive power, if it is an AC circuit, then active and reactive power flowing through any point in the circuit. They may ask you to determine current flowing through any branch, they may ask you to determine voltage across any branch element in the network. So this is part of your network analysis. If we want the value of, if they ask value of any of these variables from you, then this is network analysis. तो first 4 units are dedicated for network analysis. तो synthesis को बाद में देखेंगे, अभी बात करते हैं नेटवर्क एनालिसिस की. नेटवर्क क्या होता है, आई गेस सबके समझ आ गया होगा कि व्हाट इज अ नेटवर्क. अब कुछ बेसिक टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं जो आगे आई विल बी यूजिंग इट देम फ्रीक्वेंटली. तो आई मस्ट टेल यू फर्स्ट लीनियर एंड नॉन लीनियर सर्किट एलिमेंट्स. Non-linear circuit elements. Linear circuit elements are those circuit elements which obeys your Ohm's law, or in other words we can say if your circuit elements obeys the principle of superposition and homogeneity, then it can be termed as linear. And the circuit formed by all such elements, they are termed as linear circuits. Clear? So for an example, let us consider a resistor. If we see the VI characteristics offered by a resistor, we can say the characteristics, VI characteristics here is linear, they obey Ohm's law. If we consider a diode, then if it is forward bias, that is this end is positive, this end is negative, then it is the characteristics offered is non-linear in nature. I hope it is clear to you. So this is one non-linear elements. All the semiconducting devices, they are non-linear in nature, whereas your resistor is linear in nature. ठीक है. तो if you have a network having a resistor only, मतलब energy sources along with a resistor, then we'll say that the network is a linear network. ठीक है. Now next term you need to know is unilateral and bilateral circuit elements. ठीक है. और circuit, if on changing the polarity of the input supply, the characteristics offered by an element changes, then we'll call them as unilateral, and if the characteristics remains unaffected, then we'll call them as bilateral circuit elements. Now what do I mean by that? For an example, you have connected a source, a variable source, ठीक है, with this polarity across this circuit element. Considering the circuit element to be a resistor, let's say we have a resistor connected here, over here. Now as we increase the potential across the resistor, the current flowing through the resistor would increase. That is, with an increase in potential, the current in the circuit would increase definitely. Now, if I interchange the polarity of the supply, that is, let me write it here, let this end is now positive and this end is now negative, then what would happen is, with an increase in potential on the negative direction, if I take first one as the reference, if I am considering this voltage, this polarity as positive, then I must consider this polarity as negative voltage. So if I am impressing negative voltage across this resistor, then definitely current flowing through this very resistor in the second case is opposite to the one in the previous case. The current again would increase with an increase in potential across the resistor. So I can say that the characteristics offered is same. It is similar in both the direction. That is, irrespective of the polarity of input supply, the current the characteristics offered by the element remains same. Then we can term that element as bilateral. And if the characteristics gets affected or is changed, then the element is called as unilateral circuit element. I hope this is clear to you. If you are having a diode, everyone knows with one polarity it is forward biased, and with the other polarity, that is, if I'm giving positive, I'm connecting positive end of your supply to the inside of your PN junction diode, then the characteristic offered is different. That is, let me draw the characteristic in both the case. In forward bias, if your diode is forward bias, then the characteristics offered is like this, and if it is reverse bias, then the characteristics is like this. So therefore, characteristics gets affected with the change in input polarity of the supply. I hope linear and bilateral, यूनिलेटरल एंड बायलेटरल के बारे में क्लियर हो गया होगा ना। अब एलिमेंट्स में कुछ टर्म्स और देखते हैं, एक्टिव एंड पैसिव सर्किट एलिमेंट्स। पैसिव सर्किट एलिमेंट्स, active elements are those circuit elements which are having some self-generating capabilities. ये होगी किन में बेटा? जितने भी एनर्जी सोर्सेज होंगे, जो एनर्जी सोर्सेज होंगे उन्हीं में सेल्फ जनरेटिंग कैपेबिलिटीज होंगी, तो दे आर एक्टिव एलिमेंट्स ऑफ योर नेटवर्क। वेयर एज पैसिव सर्किट एलिमेंट्स, ये इलेक्ट्रिक लिख दिया, सॉरी, एलिमेंट्स। पैसिव सर्किट एलिमेंट्स कौन से होंगे बेटा? जिनमें सेल्फ जनरेटिंग कैपेबिलिटीज नहीं होंगी या जनरेटिंग कैपेबिलिटीज नहीं होंगी, उनको आप क्या कहोगे? पैसिव सर्किट एलिमेंट। फॉर एन एग्जांपल, रेजिस्टर या इंडक्टर एंड कैपेसिटर। ठीक है, दे कैन स्टोर एनर्जी बट दे डोंट हैव सेल्फ जनरेटिंग कैपेबिलिटीज, thus we can say these elements to be your passive circuit elements. I hope this is clear to you. Easy है ना। कुछ डेफिनेशंस तो ये हमारी क्लियर हो गई है कि भाई लीनियर क्या होता है, नॉन लीनियर क्या होता है सर्किट एलिमेंट, एक्टिव क्या होता है, एक्टिव क्या होता है, पैसिव क्या होता है, यूनिलेटरल क्या होता है और बाइलेटरल क्या होता है। अब कुछ बात कर लेते हैं एनर्जी सोर्सेज की, बिकॉज हम आगे नेटवर्क एनालिसिस में एनर्जी सोर्सेज अलग अलग तरीके के ड्रॉ करते रहेंगे। ठीक है, तो एनर्जी सोर्सेज दो तरीके के होते हैं। ब्रॉडली वी क्लासिफाई देम एज अ वोल्टेज सोर्स और अ करंट सोर्स। ठीक है, अगेन आई कैन कैटेगराइज देम एज इंडिपेंडेंट और डिपेंडेंट सोर्सेज। I'm just simply writing, classifying voltage source. You can classify current source accordingly. Voltage source can further be categorized as independent voltage source or dependent voltage source. Independent voltage source को symbolize करते हैं बेटा either by this, if it is an AC source or DC source. If it is an AC source, you will be placing a sinusoidal wave in between this, or we can also draw a DC source like this. we will be writing the magnitude of the source. For an example, if it is a 5 volt source, I'll be writing 5 volts. ठीक है. अच्छा, dependent sources are the symbol of dependent voltage sources like this. We'll be drawing a diamond like structure. I'll be writing plus minus here, and if it is a voltage dependent voltage source, then I'll be writing the variable to which it is its value depends. For an example, if it depends upon the voltage variable, then I'll be writing it as kV1. Here V1 is potential across any other circuit element. ठीक है. Now, तो ये तो हो गया VDVS. Again we could have CDVS. सिंबल सेम रहेगा, बस सिर्फ वेरिएबल क्या लिखेंगे. इसके लिए VDVS के लिए मैंने क्या बताया, K इंटू V1. इसी तरीके से ये K इंटू I1. अब K I1 क्या है यहाँ, I1 इज करंट फ्लोइंग through any other circuit element. I hope my writing is not that clear because I am writing over a glass screen. ठीक है. I hope you can manage. यही सारी चीजें मैं बोल भी रहा हूं, तो आप नोट्स बना रहे होंगे तो आप ये सारी चीज लिख लेंगे. ठीक है. नोट्स ये मत सोचिएगा कि स्क्रीनशॉट लेकर के इसको एज अ नोट्स यूज कर लें. Try to make your own notes. अच्छा, इसी तरीके से बेटा we can categorize a current source as independent current and dependent current source. Again, for current source, the symbol will be placing an arrow within a circle. ठीक है. For independent voltage current source, and for dependent current source, again we'll be drawing a diamond like structure, and in between that diamond like structure we'll put an arrow. ठीक है. Your current source, dependent current source, can again be of two types: voltage dependent current source or current dependent current source. Clear है. ठीक है. तो again kV1 हो सकता है या kI1 हो सकता है. I hope बेसिक्स को बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं कर रहा हूं. फॉर दैट यू कैन रेफर टू माय बेसिक इलेक्ट्रिकल लेक्चर्स व्हिच आई विल बी सून अपलोडिंग इन माय यूट्यूब चैनल MSD ऑनलाइन. ठीक है. देखिए, अब बेसिक डिफरेंस भी वोल्टेज सोर्स और करंट सोर्स में देख लेते हैं. देखिए, वोल्टेज सोर्स, इफ दिस इज V and this is I, then if irrespective of the current drawn out of a source, if the voltage remains constant, then we'll say it to be a voltage source. ठीक है. एंड उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली आप ये भी कह सकते हो, if the current drawn out of your energy source remains practically constant, then it can be considered as a current source. So this is a current source, this is a voltage source. But practically what we observe is that characteristics offered by current source is not like this. It deviates a little. It is inclined towards your V-axis, your horizontal axis, and similarly there is a drop in the internal circuitry of your voltage source. Therefore, the terminal voltage which is available at the terminals of your energy source is decays with the increased load current. ठीक है. So this is for practical voltage source, and this is if we are considering the ideal voltage source. So similarly, This is an ideal current source characteristics, and this is your practical current source characteristics. I hope this is clear to you. Okay. Again, I'm telling the same that I'm not going into the details of these. Okay. I'm just giving you an idea, just what is required for network theory. Practical voltage source is represented like this. This is the EMF of your source, energy source, and this is your internal resistance of the circuit. Let me put it like RS. Okay. Clear? So this is your practical voltage source. Practical voltage source. As you can see, if RS is 0 at the terminals, you will be getting, if the current flowing through out of this source is 0, then the potential developed across the terminals, if these two are the terminals of your energy source, the potential across these two terminals is nothing but it is E. Let's say this is E. Now, as the current flowing out of the source is increasing, that is, if the load is connected across your energy source and you are increasing load in steps, then definitely current flowing through the load would increase gradually, and this, because of that increased load current, the drop across this RS internal resistance of your energy source, the drop across that resistance would increase with an increase in load current. Therefore, the drop increases and the terminal voltage falls down. Clear? Now, this is an ideal current source, and this is your practical current source. Okay? I hope this is clear to you. The current flowing out of your source, if it is IL, and if in the internal circuitry, the energy which has been lost in the internal circuit of your energy source, if it is represented as IN, then IL is equals to I minus IN. तो जैसे जैसे बेटा आपके सोर्स के अक्रॉस पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बढ़ेगा, वैसे वैसे ये आई इन बढ़ता जाएगा, बिकॉज दिस रेजिस्टेंस इज, लेट्स से दिस इज फिक्स्ड. ठीक है, तो इसके अक्रॉस जैसे जैसे पोटेंशियल बढ़ता रहेगा, वैसे वैसे आई इन की वैल्यू बढ़ती रहेगी. आई इन की वैल्यू अगर बढ़ेगी तो मैं इसको थोड़ा और उसमें बता दूं, आई एन एस वी अपॉन आर एस एच, लेट्स से आई एम राइटिंग इट एज एस एच. आर एस एच तो फिक्स्ड है, इसकी वैल्यू फिक्स है. अगर वोल्टेज बढ़ेगा आपके करंट सोर्स के क्रॉस, देन डिनोमिनेटर इज फिक्स्ड, न्यूमरेटर इज इंक्रीजिंग, तो आई इन बढ़ता रहेगा. ठीक है, इफ द टोटल जनरेटेड करंट इज आई, तो आई एल जो लोड करंट है वो कितना है, आई माइनस आई एन. आई एन बढ़ रहा है तो आई एल क्या हो जाता रहेगा, धीरे धीरे करके विद एन इंक्रीज इन आई एन, आई एल विल डिक्रीज. तो यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हो आई जो प्रैक्टिकल करंट सोर्स से बाहर निकल रहा है वो धीरे धीरे करके कम होता जा रहा है. आई होप ये पॉइंट क्लियर होगा. नाउ सोर्स ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. I'm just revising this topic. Source transformation. Let's say we are having a practical voltage source and a practical current source. ठीक है, let me name the terminals A, B. Let the practical voltage source, the voltage value is V, EMF value is V, and the internal resistance is RS, as I have drawn earlier also. Let I be the value of current source and RSH be the internal resistance of your energy source, practical current source. You have connected similar or same load across both the sources. What we have done is we have connected same load. Let's say this load is of value R. ठीक है, तो we have connected same bulb or similar motor across these two different sources. So physically these two sources are different. One you are saying it to be a voltage source and another as a current source. But we can say that these two sources are equivalent only if. Now for these sources to be equivalent, for these sources to be equivalent, the current flowing through the load should be same. कहने का मतलब क्या है बेटा, अगर दो अलग अलग सोर्सेज हों, चाहे वो कैसे भी सोर्स हैं, if they are supplying same current to same load, then we can say that both the sources are equivalent. लोड के एंड से अगर देखा जाए तो उसे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि वो आपका वोल्टेज सोर्स से कोई एक एनर्जी सोर्स से मिल रहा था या किसी दूसरे एनर्जी सोर्स से मिल रहा था, उसके लिए दोनों के दोनों ही सेम है, सिमिलर. तो फ्रॉम लोड पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू बोथ आर इक्विवेलेंट. नाउ इन फर्स्ट केस द करंट फ्लोइंग would be I is equals to V upon Rs plus R. What I have done here is I have just applied KVL. ठीक है, later on you will be having after the knowledge of this subject you will be having sufficient knowledge of KVL and KCL. I'll be telling you in the next session what is KVL and what is KCL. And if you want to see in my basic electrical lectures, you can also watch it there also. Okay. Now here I am applying current divider rule. Current flowing through resistor R would be given by, I have already named it I, so let me write it I1. Let I1 be the current flowing through R. Similarly, let I1 be the current flowing through this. Okay. So I1 would be given by I into RSH upon R plus RSH. Okay. Now for these two sources to be equivalent, they must supply same current. So it means दोनों में ही I1 ही current flow होना चाहिए, दोनों में I1 current flow होना चाहिए. तो I can say this and this term should be same. ठीक है, तो एक स्लाइड ऐड करता हूं मैं, या इसी को यहाँ पे लिख देते हैं बेटा आपको, ताकि यहीं पे दिख जाए सब. V upon RS plus R should be equals to I RSH upon R plus RSH. तो for these two sources to be equivalent, ये इक्वेशन सेटिस्फाई होनी चाहिए. ये इक्वेशन कब सेटिस्फाई होगी? जब न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर दोनों ही सेम होगा. न्यूमरेटर कब सेम होगा? जब V की वैल्यू I इंटू RSH के बराबर होगी और डिनोमिनेटर में RS की वैल्यू RSH के बराबर होगी. अगर ये कंडीशन फुलफिल होती है तो आई कैन से दैट दीज टू सोर्सेज आर इक्विवेलेंट. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर टू यू. ठीक है. नाउ अगर ऐसा है तो इफ आई हैव अ वोल्टेज सोर्स, I can replace my practical voltage source by an equivalent current source simply by writing I equals to V upon RSH and RS की वैल्यू RSH के ही बराबर हो. ठीक है. अगर मेरे पास एक करंट सोर्स गिवन है तो आई कैन इंटरचेंज अ प्रैक्टिकल करंट सोर्स इनटू अ प्रैक्टिकल वोल्टेज सोर्स merely using these formulae. ठीक है, let me give you an example for this. If you have a voltage source of 10 volts in series with 5 ohm resistance, ठीक है, maybe internal resistance इतना ना हो, I'm just giving you an example. आपके सर्किट में नेटवर्क में किन्हीं दो पॉइंट्स के बीच में एक वोल्टेज सोर्स बना हुआ है जिसका साथ सीरीज में एक रेजिस्टेंस 5 ओम कनेक्टेड है. आई कैन ट्रीट दीज टू which are connected in series as a practical voltage source. I hope it is clear to you. This is an ideal voltage source. It is connected in series with 5 ohm. So I can treat both as practical voltage source. Thus I can use source transformation and can convert it into an equivalent current source with a magnitude given by I is equals to V upon RS. ठीक है, तो V upon RSH, RSH is nothing but it is RS. तो कितना हो जाएगा बेटा, 10 upon 5 that is 2 ampere. It means for an equivalent current source I should draw an ideal current source of value 2 amperes in parallel with a resistance 5 ohm across these two terminals in the network. I hope it is clear to you. अगर आपको ये दिया हुआ होता कि आपके पास एक 2 एम्पियर का करंट सोर्स है जिसके पैरेलल में 5 ओम का रेजिस्टेंस कनेक्टेड है, तो उसको आप रिप्लेस इससे कर सकते थे. बहुत इजी है, समझ आ रहा होगा, इसमें कुछ भी टफ है नहीं. बट बेटा यहाँ पे देखिए, नेटवर्क थ्योरी में आगे करते हुए आप लोग कभी कभी ऐसे भी सर्किट देखोगे जिसमें 2 एम्पियर के साथ लेट से 2 ohm या 4 ohm resistor connected है, and then you have 5 ohm resistor connected across this. Now you cannot apply source transformation in this case. We cannot apply source transformation here. Why? Because here this current source is not connected just in parallel with a resistor. It is having a resistor in series with it. So for applying source transformation, remember this, that current source should have a resistance in shunt with it, or a voltage source must have a resistance connected in series with it. Then only we can apply source transformation. ठीक है, तो ये पॉइंट याद होगा, याद रहेगा. आगे जिस टाइम पे हम क्वेश्चंस कर रहे होंगे उस टाइम पे आपको ये याद रहना चाहिए. ठीक है, आई होप सोर्स ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन इज क्लियर टू यू. नाउ series and parallel combination. Series and parallel combination. Before telling you series and parallel combination, let me tell you what is a complex quantity. Any complex quantity is represented as a sum of real and imaginary part. Let's say you have a complex quantity which is being represented as a plus jb. It can also be represented as r e to power j theta, where r is root a square plus b square and theta is tan inverse b by a. ठीक है, for detail of this topic refer to my basic electrical lectures. तो any alternating quantity can be represented as a phasor, which can further be represented in two forms. This form is known as Cartesian form of representation या rectangular form of representation. This is rectangular form of representing complex quantity, and this is polar form of representation. Okay. Now sometimes you may also see r angle theta. Okay. Again it is r e to power j theta. You need to convert rectangular into polar and polar into rectangular frequently in many cases while multiplying and dividing. You are performing any mathematical operations over the phases, over different phases. You need to frequently convert among rectangular and polar form. So beta, if a plus jb is known to you, I have already told you how to convert it into a polar form. Okay? If r angle theta is known to you, is known to us, then Cartesian form is r cos theta plus j r sin theta. It means a plus jb is equals to r cos theta plus r sin theta, as e to power j theta is nothing but it is cos theta plus j sin theta. So this is the polar form. Any phasor is represented in polar form and you want it to be represented in rectangular form, then use this formula. Okay? And if it is given in Cartesian form and you need polar form of your phasor, then use this formula. Okay? Now in AC, what we say is that opposition offered to the flow of current is called as impedance, and impedance is a complex quantity in AC circuit. It is given by R plus jx, where R is resistance and x is your reactance. Now this reactance is because of the reactive power, the reactive part of the network, which is because of inductor or capacitor connected in the network. Okay? I hope it is clear to you. Okay? I'm not again going into the details of impedance. If I want to represent it in polar form, I'll be representing it as mod of z angle theta, where mod of z is root r square plus x square and theta is tan inverse x upon r. अभी जो हमने कन्वर्जन सीखा था इससे पहले, उसी के अकॉर्डिंगली हमने ये बना दिया. ठीक है? Now series and parallel combination of impedances. Impedance. Let we have 2 or 3 impedances connected in tandem such that current flowing through all the impedances are same. So we have 3 impedances connected in series. They all are carrying same amount of current. Then we can say that equivalent impedance offered by the group of these 3 impedances is equals to Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. कहाँ से आया बेटा? केवीएल अप्लाई करो, इसमें आपके पास ये आ जाएगा. Similarly, if we are having 3 impedances in parallel, then equivalent impedance offered is 1 upon z and it is equals to 1 upon z1 plus 1 upon z2 plus 1 upon z3. ठीक है, एंड अगर आपको 3 इम्पिडेंसेस गिवन होंगे और उनको पैरेलल में सॉल्व करना होगा तो बेटा अभी जो मैंने आपको फेजर अलजेब्रा थोड़ा सा बताया उसकी हेल्प से आप एडिशन सब्ट्रैक्शन या बाकी मैनिपुलेशन करेंगे। एंड बाकी अगर आप डिटेल में जानना चाहते हैं किस तरीके से फेजर को ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट मल्टीप्लाई एंड डिवाइड करना है तो अगेन रेफर माय बेसिक इलेक्ट्रिकल लेक्चर फॉर दैट। ठीक है, नाउ आई हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड 3 passive circuit elements with you. Let me tell you the impedance form of all these. Here the impedance form of this is R. The impedance form of this is JXL. If XL is the inductive reactance, this is inductive reactance. ठीक है, XL, this is L. Okay, now similarly if the capacitive reactance offered by your capacitor is Xc, so this is capacitive reactance, then Z is equals to minus J XC. I hope it is clear to you. ठीक है, XL is equals to omega L, so we can write it as J omega L, and here we can write it as minus J upon omega C. I hope this is clear to you. ठीक है, now let me tell you one more thing before starting graph theory. KVL and KCL. KVL says that in a loop sum of voltage rise is equals to sum of voltage drop, या in a loop summation of all the voltages is equals to 0, and current Kirchhoff's current law is applied at a node, which says that sum of incoming current is equals to sum of outgoing current, or summation of all the currents at a node is equals to 0. It says summation of all the voltages in a loop is equals to 0. ठीक है, अच्छा अभी हम इसको बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में नहीं डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. When I'll be starting your second unit, that is AC network theory, there I'll be again teaching you what is how to apply KVL or KCL in a circuit. So this is all for the basics of network theory. If you want to add if you have any other point, other topic in mind, do let me know. Do comment in the link given below. ठीक है, अगर कोई भी टॉपिक आपको लगता है कि नेटवर्क थ्योरी के लिए से रिलेटेड आपको नहीं आता है या बेसिक्स का नहीं क्लियर है, या जो आज मैंने बताया इस सेशन में जो भी आपके साथ डिस्कस किया उनमें से कोई टॉपिक क्लियर नहीं हुआ और उसमें आप चाहते हैं कि मैं और डिटेल में बताऊं, तो डू लेट मी नो in the comment section, and I hope you like the session. From tomorrow I'll be from next session I'll be starting graph theory, which is first unit of your university syllabus, and उससे बहुत questions आते हैं gate में भी. I'll be covering all the questions from gate as well. graph theory से बेटा आप बहुत कॉन्सेप्चुअल छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चंस देखेंगे एसएससी जेई के एग्जाम में या बाकी ईएस के एग्जाम्स में. ठीक है, जैसे कि फॉर एन एग्जांपल ये बताइए कि नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट लूप्स या बेसिक लूप्स कितने होते हैं. ठीक है, फंडामेंटल कट सेट कितने बनेंगे, इस तरीके के ट्रीज के बारे में, नंबर ऑफ मैक्सिमम पॉसिबल ट्रीज, उन सब के क्वेश्चंस आप बहुत देखेंगे आपके ईएस और बाकी कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में। तो नेक्स्ट सेशन में मिलते हैं ग्राफ थ्योरी के साथ। थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग एंड डू हिट द बेल आइकन गिवन बिलो, सब्सक्राइब द चैनल, लाइक एंड शेयर अमंग योर फ्रेंड्स, ताकि नेक्स्ट वीडियोस बनाने की भी एक मोटिवेशन मिले मेरे को कि अगर आपको पसंद आ रहे हैं तो आई विल बी मेकिंग सच वीडियोस फॉर यू। ठीक है, थैंक यू ऑल, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग।
Hello, a very good